Unit 4, Thoughtful Laughter, focusing on satire. Satire is a genre of comedy ridiculing human follies, vices, and shortcomings such as vanity, hypocrisy, stupidity, greed, etc. Its purpose is not simply laughter, but also to expose and censure. The target can vary from an individual to a group to all mankind. Satire has been popular throughout the history of English literature, from the ridicule of vanity, promiscuity, and impiety in Chaucer's The Miller's Tale and The Pardoner's Tale, to the mockery of racial, religious, and class divisions in modern-day London and Zadie Smith's White Teeth. Although satire began with the plays of Aristophanes, the main founders of the form were two Roman poets, Horace and Juvenal. Each wrote in a distinctive type of satire and inspired the two main categories of subsequent satiric works. Horatian satire is tolerant and urbane, indulgently mocking faults to provoke wry amusement rather than repulsion or indignation. In other words, it's playful and polished. Some examples of Horatian satire are Lord Byron's Don Juan and the Emmeline Grangerford episode in Mark Twain's Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, in which Twain pokes at the preoccupation with death in the mawkish drawings and pathetic verse of an adolescent would-be poet. Juvenalian satire is harsh and censorious. It bitterly condemns vices and follies in order to incite indignation and even disgust. Two examples of Juvenalian satire are Mark Twain's Pudd'nhead Wilson, where he denounces slavery, and Jonathan Swift's A Modest Proposal, where he denounces the exploitation of Catholic peasants in his native Ireland. A useful means of categorizing satire is into direct and indirect modes of presentation. Direct satire, or formal satire, is a first-person narrator who directly addresses a specific audience whom he or she expects will sympathize with the views expressed. An example would be in Lord Byron's mock epic Don Juan. The urbane narrator confides to the reader the amorous adventures of Don Juan, a legendary hellraiser, in his youth. Byron depicts him as naive and irresistibly attractive. Indirect satire is a usual mode of ridicule in satiric plays and prose fiction. Rather than directly addressing the character's vices and follies, the indictment is implied through thoughts, words, and/or actions. Some of satire's associates are parody, sarcasm, caricature, irony, hyperbole, litetes, and wit. A parody is a piece of writing, music, etc., that imitates the style of someone or something for comic effect or ridicule. Sarcasm is a literary or rhetorical device that is meant to mock with often satirical or ironic remarks with the purpose to amuse and hurt someone or some section of society simultaneously. A caricature is a visual or verbal representation in which characteristics or traits are exaggerated or distorted for emphasis. Irony is the expression of one's meanings by using language that is normally signifies the opposite, typically for humorous or emphatic effect. Hyperbole is an exaggerated statement or claim not meant to be taken literally. Litetes is an ironical understatement in which an affirmative is expressed by the negative of its contrary. In other words, you won't be sorry, meaning you'll be glad. Wit is the ability to use wordplay, clever language, or rhetorically analogy very quickly.